This is a project I've wanted to do for a while, which is to take a microphone and mount it inside the Surdo, internal mounted microphone. So right now I have two of the same microphone. This Shure Beta 52, which is a common kick drum microphone, which works great for amplifying a Surdo for a live show or for recording. And I have the same microphone here and then mounted on the inside in approximately the same position relative, just a mirror image of where I would have it on a stand here. It's at an angle, so a little bit off axis and pointed about halfway between the rim and the center. Having the mic closer to the center gives you more attack. Having the microphone closer to the rim gives you more harmonics. And right in between, at this little bit off axis, is usually my favorite for mounting a Surdo. And it gives a good balance of the low end fundamental and some of the articulation and contact sound and rhythmic parts of playing. Having the microphone inside the drum potentially solves a couple issues. One is that the microphone is not in the way, so you're not in danger of ever hitting it, and doesn't get in the way, especially if you're doing a couple things, playing a couple different instruments at the same time. Another is that when you have a Surdo mounted on these suspension springs, that makes a great sound. It tends to bounce around a little bit on stage, especially if you're on a riser or a floated stage. The drum will kind of travel around a little bit, and if it's inside, then you don't run the risk of having the Surdo travel and the microphone travel a different way, and then the microphone's not pointing in the same way. With the mic inside, is always pointed at the exact same point on the head, so it should get a more consistent sound. I also think that the mic inside is likely to be a little bit less susceptible to microphone bleed from other instruments nearby, and for feedback, which is sometimes an issue on a loud stage with subs very close. So I think that having the microphone inside will likely pick up more sound from the drum and less sound from the stage coming from a different source than the typical microphone mounted outside would. Let me know if you have experience with this. Here's the sound from the top microphone. Here's the sound from the internal microphone. I'm starting out with a great sounding Surdo. This is a wood shell with a really nice skin head that I've had for a long time. And it's tuned well. It has my typical dampening, which is a few folded paper tissues or paper towels with some masking tape on the top, and also a little bit of masking tape on the outside of the bottom head. This Surdo with a wood shell gets a pretty nice, mellow, dark sound, and the sound of the shell is warm and doesn't ring a lot itself, and doesn't have any kind of twangy overtones that some thin-shelled metal Surdos can. The sound on the inside of the drum is going to have a little bit less twang and reverberation on this wood-shelled drum than it would on a metal-shelled Surdo. So I think this internal microphone is probably going to sound better on a wood shell Surdo than it would on the metal.